Hi, everybody. Philippians chapter 3, verses 12, 13, and 14 says the following. Paul says, "Brothers, I do not regard myself as having laid hold of it yet. But here's the one thing I do. Forgetting what lies behind me, I'm reaching forward for what lies ahead of me. I'm pressing on toward the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus." For the next few moments, I want to talk to you about the importance of shifting your focus to playing for the long term, playing for the long game, rather than playing the short game. You know, many people in our world are looking for immediate or what we call short-term results in their life. They want to do something, they want to take an action, and then they want to see results immediately. And when they don't see immediate results, what do? They give up. Well, here's the reality. To succeed at anything in life, including your relationship with Jesus, you need to adopt a mentality that says, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm going for the long game. You see, those who play the long game are willing to plant seeds and then wait for those seeds to come to harvest. They realize it takes time to produce a harvest. Those who play the long game don't get frustrated. They don't quit if they don't see immediate results. They hang in there, they persevere. Why? Because they know that eventually good things come to those who wait. So why is that so important? Because the best things in the Christian life, they take time. The best results take time, patience, and perseverance to see come to pass. When you set your mind to play the long game, again, you're less likely to get frustrated. You're less likely to give up. You're less likely to quit. And you're more likely to see better and longer lasting fruit from all of your efforts. There's a part of the Thanksgiving story that I want to share with you that some of you may not know. While the first Thanksgiving was celebrated in October of 1621, it wasn't until October of 1777 that all 13 colonies celebrated Thanksgiving for the very first time. At one point, George Washington proclaimed a national day of Thanksgiving, but conflict and difficulties amongst the colonies put an end to its observance. It was the perseverance and it was the work of a magazine editor called Sarah Hale that finally led to the holiday celebration that we today refer to as Thanksgiving. Hale wrote letters to governors and presidents, and she wrote editorials in magazines and books and newspapers promoting the idea of the observance of a Thanksgiving holiday that would be nationwide. So in 1863, after 40 years of writing letters and campaigning, Hale's persistence finally paid off, and President Abraham Lincoln proclaimed a national day of Thanksgiving. I want you to think about that. It took 40 years of her life, 40 years of dedication, persistence, and passion to finally get our country to declare a national day of Thanksgiving. Why did that finally happen? Because Sarah was in it for the long haul. She played the long game, and she refused to give up. I think we can learn a lot from Sarah Hale's perseverance. She committed 40 years of her life to accomplish what she set out to do. We need to remember that our Christian lives, they're a marathon, they're not a sprint. Every day we have the opportunity to choose to live for the long game or the short game. Paul reminds us in Philippians chapter 3, verses 12, 13, and 14, that we are called to persevere for the long haul. We're called to keep pressing on when we don't see immediate results. Because Paul says this, if we are faithful, eventually we will see the seeds that we have sown produce a harvest. Now, I get it. Sometimes playing the long game feels very unrewarding. It feels like nothing is happening. It feels like we're not making any headway. But it's important for us to maintain our long-term vision. What if Sarah Hale had been in it only for the short game? What if she had given up when she didn't get the immediate results that she wanted? Or she had given up after just 1 year or 2 years or 5 years? It may take 40 years, like Sarah Hale, for us to see the fruits of our labor. But here's what I want you to know this morning. God won't disappoint you. Eventually, you're going to see results because of your perseverance and your faithfulness. The willingness to be faithful for the long haul leads us to an attitude of gratitude and thanksgiving because you believe that God will do what He promised He would do for you in His time. Well, I pray that you and your family have an incredible Thanksgiving, a Thanksgiving that's filled with joy and peace as you gather tomorrow with family and friends. And as always, thanks for joining me today, and I look forward to seeing you this Sunday at church.